Okay. Let's start doing this. Gonna, Okay, so in the drumming world, there are many personalities you can put in hold on. Many different personalities you can portray through your sticks, like the bass drum. It's very it's angry. It's an angry thing. Oh, it broke. My double bass pedal broke, so I can't use that in this recording. But yeah. So, and then there's a hi-hat, which is like the rhythmic part of everything. It's like this is anger. It's like a hate. It's like get away from me. And then we got the snare drum. Oh, no. And then the snare drum is like it's like bloodthirst, really. So we got anger, hate, and bloodthirst. And bloodthirst is the driving pulse behind everything that you do, no matter what style you're playing. We got our toms here. I only have a mid one and a low one, just to simplify a little bit. And what they represent your passion to do all this. You got little voice telling you what to do, and you got your deeper voice. You got your deeper voice telling you what to do. It's like this is more. It's like the little voice tells you the simpler things. The deep one tells you the more complex things. And then we got our cymbals around, and these are our accents to everything that we do. Our crash cymbal is always paired up with anger almost all the time to really express itself. And then we got the ride cymbal, who is often taking the place of hi-hat. So it's another form of hate. We can call it loading. Now, you can always alter all the different emotions. Like if you take the little voice, reason to go, you can change its pitch. Like that, moving your stick across and hitting. And then you got a cross stick for what's it called, for bloodthirst, kind of snap and everything. You can close it and open it. And it's like wow. And then, but there's bell for loading. And then the last thing you can do is use your cowbell, and your cowbell is hope in all of this. No, it's not. Your cowbell is lust. That's what it is. That's a good thing. Because you never have too much cowbell, right? Haha, okay. Now we are going to use these and utilize a basic groove. This is a very basic one. It's called... Hold on a second. I gotta fix this. Get in. Oh, shit. Who the fuck is this one? Oh. There we go. No, that didn't. I don't. Oh. There we go. So this is... I'm not Skyping. one called blast beat. It's one of the basic forms of expressing yourself. Anger and hate, like you always do. Yes, Mother?
You registered, are you?
I will.
No. You're doing that now, please?
Why?
Because I asked you already yesterday to do it.
You know the deadline's in May, right?
Alex, please.
I will, Mom.
That's called procrastinating.
Okay, I'll do it tonight. I'm busy right now.
No, you're not busy.
I
You're
am.
Skyping.
No, I'm not Skyping.
It'll be better for both of us if you go ahead and do that.
I will do it. I'll do it.
What are you doing?
I'm not Skyping.
What are you doing?
I'm recording
Recording what?
an album.
I don't hear you playing.
I was about to. Thanks, you son of a bitch. Okay. This is called a blast beat, and it's one of the basic forms of expressing yourself. And it goes a little something like this. And you see how that really it just shows your true anger and hate for everything. God, my parents are fucking retards. Okay. Now we're gonna go to something a little more soothing. It's called bossa nova. You know what I mean? And in this one, the bass drum represents rape. Cross stick represents slamming her vagina. The hi-hat is going to be like your rhythm, your tempo behind all this. You know what I mean? And we're going to have the ride as our motivation. So let's see how this goes. My snare drum fell. So you see how I added the toms as the voices behind there. The high one representing the scream of your victim, and the low one being your yells behind it. You know, that's how it goes. So that your screams overpower theirs, and it's a very motivating beat that really helps them try behind Latin rhythms. We're gonna move to a style that most people know as jazz music. I like to refer to it as the sound of the devil, and what it really is in essence is blasphemy, because it changes the rhythm. It completely changes rhythms of everything. It's new type of music, isn't it? So what happens is that all the eighth notes are swung, which means instead of going now, it's in triplet form, so it goes. And what happens is the basic jazz beat is, and then you can add different accents to it, the snare and the bass drum that go. In this type of form, the hi-hat opens and closes. See, it's kind of representing you cutting off your emotion off of everything that you've ever once believed in. And the ride cymbal, the rhythm can be changed to different things, but it's a basic reminder how unworthy you are to everything and how worthless your life is. I don't know if you can hear me. I really hope you can. I'm trying to be quiet. And then the snare drum and the bass drums are added mishaps in your life. They're the events that happen that really hurt you, and really want to make you scream and shout, "Kill Jesus" as loud as you can, and you never know what's going to happen next. So jazz music is generally used as a listening type thing. It used to be for dance, but now they want the member to sit in a chair and endure the horrible music. as it goes on in the night and get overwhelmed by the change of sound and rhythm, and they're completely mind fucked. But that's enough about jazz. We're going to move on to rock rhythms. Rock rhythms you find in a lot of music. I guess we can use the beat from "Smells Like Teen Spirit" of Nirvana, my favorite song. During the first chorus, it goes like this. It's very repetitive, and most rock beats are. See, the repetition is like the repetition is very symbolic of how can I word this? It's symbolic how the same things hurt you again and again, even though you keep on overpowering it. The hi-hat is a very it's a driving force. It's your job. It's something that's keeping you going. It can be a lover, it can be family, but then the bass drum and the snare drum are always there to remind you that you're actually going nowhere in life, and it's nothing to you, and it's just an endless drone of schedule, same routine, every day, and yeah. But you can change rock, so you have cowbell in it, like in Def Leppard's Rock of Ages, and it's a very I have no idea how to play this, but we're gonna see. See, the bass drum and the snare drum are doing the same thing, adding the events in their life, the thing that change routine but don't really do anything to it. But the cowbell is now a stinger. It's really in your face type thing. It's like you know how in what's Blue Oyster Cult, I think, and Don't Fear the Reaper. It's the cowbells there. It's in the background. It's symbolizing death and everything you fear. It's always there. It'll never be gone. So instead of really replacing the hi-hat, it's kind of just adding to it. It's fear. In rock, it's fear. Cowbell is everything that you distrust and everything that you never want to see. It's basically saying that you're fucked and you can do nothing about it. We're gonna move on to one of my favorite genres, funk music. Goes a little something like this. Funk music is a very loose type of genre where you can really do anything that you want, and there's a constant 16th hi-hat more often than not, but it can be discordant notes like in Chameleon by Herbie Hancock. The hi-hat is basically your tempo, but the thing that really gets it on the mark is the offbeat to the snare and the rhythmic pattern of the bass drum. So while the hi-hat is usually the rhythm pattern of all the other genres on the right cymbal, instead it's now your timekeeper. What that basically means is it's representing your hi-hat is your memories in the past that you always remember. That's kind of like driving you forward, all your memories. But your snare drum and your bass drum are the new memories that's being added to it. So you always remember it. You always refer back to it. But it never goes away. So whether or not you like it or not, it's there to stay, and it might haunt you forever. That's how memories work, right? Yeah, that's how they work. You could explore jungle drumming, but I don't know how to do that. We're gonna do a little punk. I don't know much about punk. I don't. I just do this stuff and it works. So if we do punk, a little bit of punk music right now. This is a 360. The punk music is center of all of it. It's how should I say it? You know, the punk music is basically your joy. It's your hope of everything that's happening. It's the thing that keeps you alive. It's the life force, the hi-hat, the slightly open hi going. It's the thing that keeps you the most happy. The thing, your memory, that keeps you happy. And the back and forth bass is everything else around you. It's just a flurry of shit and complete bullcrap. It's going everywhere in your life, and you can't do anything about it. But it's there, and it's gonna stay there. So fuck you. You know, drumming is a very artistic type of sense. You have to understand the stuff that goes along with it. Woo! Hey, check this out. If you don't fully understand the style of all this, whoa. Woo! If you don't fully understand the style of all this music, then like what each different instrument represents, you might get caught up in thinking that you're a good drummer. And no matter if I just play something as simple as this. Oh, fuck. Something as simple as that, the style, your mindset, your mood, your understanding of what's happening completely changes everything. During that, you should have noticed I changed my attitude every single measure towards it, whether it was regret, modesty, loathing, happiness, tears, sadness. What else did I do? Fear, haunting, revenge, passion, anything like that. It completely changes what you are doing and resolves it to a different idea and an attitude, and it's completely symbolic to what you're feeling. What you play completely represents you and your ideas. Nothing different. Nothing, of course. But having said that, you can't always express what you're feeling through the drum set. I mean, through the basic drum set. You always have to try out new things to really get your ideas across to the audience. What I'm about to do is a different way. To hit the hi-hat multiple times in a beat. It's like, instead of going right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, go I'm going to put 2 sticks in one hand, separated by a finger, and go on the hi-hat. You'll see what I mean. You notice how it's a much faster rhythm and a completely different sense. Now there's like mistakes happening in it. It's a way to express your loss for love. That's how I usually use it if I need to use it in a case. But it's a very understanding thing that lots of people will get from you. It's a vibe. It's completely a vibe, completely different vibe than just going. And now you're going. It's completely different. So, but along with that, you can change on every instrument. Like for the snare drum, turn it off, take off the snare, it's a completely different sound. And if you use that, you can, you just added another tom to your set. So now instead of going, you can now go like this. It really helps with jungle drumming, right? You know, you agree. Yeah. See, taking off the snares is like a feeling of relief and relaxation and calm. It's like you're being refreshed. And it's a completely new idea, new concept. So halfway through a song, if you're playing with a snare drum, you're expressing one idea. If you take it off, it's completely inverse of that idea. And that's how, if you're feeling bipolar, that's a perfect way to express it. With the bass drum, you can always kick it. You can kick it, but you can also use your sticks to hit it. Here's with the pedal, here's with my stick. How there's a completely muffled sound with the stick because you're not hitting as hard with it, and you're also hitting it with a smaller surface area. And by doing that, you can, remember at the beginning I said the bass drum is your sole component of your anger. If you muffle it, it's as if you are resolving your anger. You are changing it into disappointment, perhaps. And while it's difficult to pull off something like in the middle of a concert, just like use one hand, hit the bass drum, you know, one other hand to do all other shit, it's extremely hard to do. But if you can pull it off, your audience will be brought to tears by your simple expression of shit. But that's not all. On the cymbals, you know how it's like a big disc? There's this little curvy part in it. So here's with the disc. The little bell shaped goes like this. A different sound. It's also on the crash cymbal. And when I use the bell, I'm using it as a transition between beats, or like as a fill if I'm just using the cymbal. If I'm going like this, you can use the bell to accent. And what it's really doing is, if you have an idea you want to express, let's say you're expressing the idea that you are a humble man and nothing compliments you, then you are playing the right symbol to show that people are saying shit at you and you don't even care. But then, when it suddenly goes like this, it's like, there's a hard one, I can't take that, I just barely took it. And it's like, wow, that's a strong person. But like I mentioned earlier, with the toms, you can change the voicing. So you can put your stick at an angle about 46 degrees, and you can hit your stick. So you hear the stick noise and the tom noise. But if you move the stick along the tom at different angles, it changes the pitch, which is a very, very important thing. If you are an undecisive person, then you could always use that idea to kind of like add points to the thought that you're expressing. So let's say that you're saying that Barack Obama is really gay and politics are gay. So what you do during the fill, instead of going, now you can go like this. And it's like saying that everybody has a different opinion on it, but yours is most right. So now, having said all this, I'm going to one big drum beat, and I hope you enjoy. concludes Lesson 1, Exploring the Drum Set. We will be back next week with Lesson 2, Rhythms on the Drum Set. Join us.